Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Yodokami J here, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today, I'm going to be doing something a bit different than usual. In fact, I'm going to be doing a beginner's guide to Town of Salem. I know I'm not the best person to be doing this, I'm not the greatest at the game, but, you know, it's better than nothing, and, you know, there's a few videos like this already on YouTube. I want to get my type of style play, which is very usually chaotic, but I want to teach the very simple version of the game first. So I know it's very different than what I usually play. I know I play this game every now and then, but I usually do War Thunder more, but because that's going to be my main form of content. It will be War Thunder, but I'd like to play this game every now and then. So it's a online multiplayer game where you go after people. This is main menu. I'm gonna go in all any real quick, but yeah, all any's the most popular game mode. So basically, you have town, coven, neutral characters, whoever. Basically, you're trying to just sit. How do I say words? You got to use deduction, strategy, and social manipulation to win the game for your team, or just yourself, depending on your role. Because some neutrals you have to win alone. And as a town, you want to try to identify and kill basically evil people. Evil people want to kill the town. It's basically mafia, werewolf, whatever you called it, but simpler. Well, but a lot more roles, a lot more complex. So I'm gonna here's the naming screen. So my name was definitely Coven. I don't want to do that right now. I want to pick a more simple name this time. I'm picking Prime because I want less attention to me than I usually do in my normal videos. I usually do names like I Always Lie, Never Lie, stuff like that, just to have like a theme to what I'm doing. But I'm picking Prime since it's simple. I don't want attention away. And here's the role selection where it gives you your role. I am the Tavern Keeper. The Tavern Keeper is a town role, which is very good for a starting video to show how to play as town. So it is a support role. You're probably wondering what's a support role. And a support role is basically you support the town. Now, the Tavern Keeper stops people from doing their roles at night. So this can be very helpful for killing, stopping evils from killing, right? And so, alignment is going to be something I'll go over in just a second. But the Tavern Keeper is very interesting. And I'm going to go over the nighttime thing. This right here, I'm typing it, is called a will. The will is something that all town members are going to see when you die. And this right here is the notepad. This is where you keep your personal notes. I'm deleting number 7 because I am number 7, as you see on the bottom right. But the notepad is notes that only you can see. As in, you're the only person who sees it. As you see, I'm typing my will twice because I need one for town support. Because there are roles that can guess my role. Because I'm not a town investigative. A town investigative is the only thing safe from evil, from the guessing rolls. So I keep 2 just in case I need to copy and paste one to like a jailer or a deputy or a prosecutor. And yeah. Now see, I use the notepad to keep rolls down and get rid of dead people. So any info that I have, I'm going to put in a notepad. So, okay, I'm going to go over this thing called Vote for Alignment, VFA. Basically, you put a vote on somebody to force them to give up their alignment. Alignment, town support, town power, town protective, town investigative, all that stuff. As you see, I want to look in the bottom left. I want to see the chat. Number 4 is claiming Sheriff and says they're investigative 13. Sheriff is a town investigative role. So the thing about that is, a town investigative role cannot be guessed. So he's safe to full claim. We are not. As a town support, I'm not safe to full claim. I want to have some banter going on between us. There's barely any info. So I'm going to replace 4 with stuff with Sheriff. I put Sheriff because I'm an idiot. So we're making jokes. They claim Dream Moving. Number 12 does. So I'm going to put that down. When you're Dream Moving, I'm going to go over this more in depth in the Coven video when I eventually get a Coven role. Basically, if you're Dream Moving, you go crazy if a town member doesn't visit you tonight after you're Dream Moving. It's pretty interesting. They're doing VFA at number 3. Well, I thought it was VFA at number 3, but like I voted and unvoted because they're going after them because they supposedly pushed them. 1 claimed town support, which is TS. TS is short for Town Support, TP for Town Protected, TPOW for Town Power, TI for Invest. Oh, there's also Town Killing, which is TK. Town Killing is a town member who can kill. And here's a trial. Basically, it's like a mini legal trial, but we are the jury. He says, I'm just here to party, which is a very interesting indicator to the socialite role, which throws parties at nighttime, right? And so the socialite, I thought it was a pretty obvious thing to say, I'm just here to party. Socialite, it's a party guy. It's a TS, town support. His mistake is full claiming here. I'll explain why later, because we don't know yet. Okay, none of us know yet about what's going to happen in a bit. So people are... The main reason they voted him and executed him is because he made a joke about hanging the two people who were, like, flirting. Didn't go well for him. It's kind of stupid. Happens sometimes. Town of Salem can be a bit stupid. So, yeah, I'm going into the night with barely any information. So, what happens is, I get jailed. The jailer is a role that will jail one person each night, and they can privately talk to them. And, yeah, it's pretty much, it's an interesting role. It's a town role, it's a town power. It is one of the strongest and more important roles in the entire town, because they can gather info and stuff each night, and if you're not playing Town Trader, if you're playing all any like I am, the jailer is always going to be confirmed town. So you can give them as much info as you want, and they won't do anything bad to you, because if you're giving info, you know, if they're a Town Trader jailer, they can kill you, because you'll know too much. But this guy's confirmed good. So, yeah. But the thing about the jailer is, you can't do your role at night, because you're in jail. So Coven gets a Jinx kills, which means a Jinx is just a Coven role who would kill someone who visits their target at night. It's like an ambusher, that's pretty much the best way to put it. But as you notice, they were having a party the night before. You saw all the chat blowing up. A party is something the socialite can do. Socialite throws parties, and everyone, except for me and the jailer, can talk. Well, better way to put it, jailer and a person in jail can talk. So the problem is, the evils communicate at night. Apocalypse and Coven, they both communicate at night with each other. You throw in the entire town, it throws everything off. So they can't communicate, they have to just throw things out. So, here I am making a joke about having a party when I'm in jail. Ignore that sound. This was my biggest mistake. You're probably like, why is this your biggest mistake? I'm about to get accused. But then number 12 says they were jailed. It throws me off, so I just say, excuse me. You know, it's an interesting town. 12 I would call an obvious jester. I get confirmed by 9. But yeah, 12's an obvious jester, I would call it, because jesters want to get themselves killed. So, saying that out, someone says jailer, 2 jailers. Jailer's a unique role. There's only 1 jailer for each match. Unless there's an amnesiac and a jailer dies. Somebody's accusing me of being Coven killing. And I'm like, that's not really true, because if I was Coven killing, whoever I visit would die. So they start voting me. I don't know what to do. Alice Young is... This is the point. I'm like, Alice Young is obviously evil, right? But I don't have any evidence, so I'm not going to say anything. And I'm going to say that I role blocked 11. And the thing is, here's one thing. If I was evil, and I was a poisoner, which is a Coven role, who can role block as well, 11 would be dead. Because Coven got to kill night 1, right? And so, the logic for 14, I didn't think of this at the time until after the game. I could realize I could have used this argument, because it happens. But, now here's my mistake. I got the book order wrong. I said Enchanta's above Poisoner on the Necro list. Necronomicon is whoever gets the book. Whoever has the book is the Coven killing at the time, right? And there's a certain list to it. Certain roles get it above other roles. Blah, blah, blah. I'll explain that more. I'll get you the full list soon, and I fucked up the list. I don't have it memorized. I have a general idea of what's on the top and what's on the bottom. But, you know, you're about to see 14 says they're not claiming, which is a horrible idea, so I'm going to roadblock them immediately because they are probably evil. Notice how to ask for the TPLO. That means Town Protective Lookout. There ain't no lookout. We knew there was no lookout. So I'm saying you ain't doing shit. Because I'm the Tavern Keeper. I can roadblock him. So I'm roadblocking Alice. Alice threatens me, so I'm really committed to this. 4 says 14's useless, so I agree. So, the thing is, right here, we're just sitting at night. Nothing's going on, really. Because, you know, there's not really any information if you look at my roll list. We don't really have anything. No one's really said much. I'm looking at my will. I'm like, what can I do to shorten this? The obvious jester dies, which is a horrible execute from the jailer. I mean, it could be worse. The jailer could always just waste their kill on like a town and not be able to jail again. I think it is. I don't remember. I haven't had jailer in a very long time. But you know, jester play, they got killed. They didn't get killed the way they wanted to do. So I want to point out, hey, IRB14, no coven kills. I say OMG, that makes it sound sarcastic. That was my bad. I did not mean to make it sound sarcastic, because it is true. The coven did not kill. And, as we'll find out later, 14 is the coven killing. 14 is a conjurer, which is a coven moral, and they are near the top of the list for the book, because they can't do anything besides throw a meteor at somebody. Now, alright. Here I am looking through the chat. They're accusing 10. 14's whispering left and right to 6. I'm looking around. I'm trying to think of what to do. I'm looking at the rolls. I'm scrolling up, reading through the chat, making sure I'm not seeing anything wrong. You know, 10's got all types of evidence against them right now with the sheriff who's been posting. I'm looking at my will. I'm like, I could probably shorten this. Not now, though. 10 leaves. When you leave, it's a waste of a trial. So, basically, you can't do anything. Here I am using this thing called a chat filter. The chat filter is very important. People don't know it exists. You can look at what each person does, what they say, what they vote. You can see all of that. I'm here looking through all the roles. Looking for all the people who don't have claims. Reading their chat messages, seeing if they've done anything. They have not. And so, I'm scrolling through. I'm letting them know, like, no claim from 5. 5 hasn't done anything. They haven't said anything. You know. So, that's a very suspicious thing. You know, just being pure silent. You're not always guaranteed to be completely evil if you don't say anything, but, like, it's a very, very obvious thing. So, I'm like, I want to copy and paste my thing into here, let them know what roles I have. 5, not even defending themselves, hasn't said a word yet. They've abstained in every trial. You're like, oh! So, I'm looking at that. I'm like, oh, they're probably AFK. Because that's what happens. But anyways, they still aren't talking. I'm just looking for my role list. I'm gonna put it into my will because people need to see that because of how small the amount of people is at this point. So I'm staring at this. Someone says no VM, which means no Voodoo Master, which means they aren't silenced. You can get silenced by a Voodoo Master. I was gonna say something. I'm thinking of what to say. I'm hesitating typing like an idiot. So, I abstain. Because, no, I didn't abstain. I voted guilty. I don't say I think they're AFK, and then they speak. Because, why would I be right about anything? At least, that's what I thought. So, I turned out to be right about one thing, and who the evil person is, so I put that right there. I'm realizing this is, like, really far down. But I'm not going to do anything until nighttime because I want to filter out a little bit more info. I'm looking at their chat logs, number 5. I'm like, they really did not do anything if you look at that. So I'm going to look at my will. I'm going to put 11 down. I'm going to see what I can do against because they haven't really said much. They are the ones who are pushing for the VFA. So I'm going to write notes down right next to their names saying what I think about them. Was the one pushing for VFA. So I'm going to put that down because that's some important info. 14, I'm going to obviously put my sus on them, most likely evil. 11, I didn't know. So, being honest, I put I don't even know. I'm realizing forgot to put my night 4 down. Closing that. Getting rid of that. Closing that. As long as I hit the X before in time, I die to the werewolf. Werewolf rampages. They go to one person every full moon. And they will rampage, which means they kill everyone who visits that person. Unlike the Jinx, who would kill one person who visits the person. Right? So I'm dead. This is where it gets pretty boring. You can leave when you die, right? You do get credited for the win, and you do get the town points for winning. The only problem with that is you can get right in. Ignore me fucking with my will, but the only thing about that is you can obviously get in games faster. But what I like to do sometimes, I just like to sit here and still play. I may be dead, but I can still add to my notes, and nobody will see it. I'm just playing along. But then you'll notice one thing. 13 was the jailer. Hexmaster was also number 10, who was found out pretty fast. So yeah. The jailer was killed by everyone. An arsonist is what you think it is. They light people on fire. So I'm just going to put some notes down. Get rid of people who die. And I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to read that will. Well, the death note is something that killers leave next to on a body that they killed. You know. So then I noticed that Alice Young, who's number 14, my biggest op, has died. And guess what? I'm gonna notice. Look at them. Number 14, Conjurer. They were purple. They were evil. They were Coven. And guess who was right about that? It was me. I was right. I called it earlier. It's pretty obvious because of the way they were acting. So I'm going to skip to the end of the game, because nothing really happens from then on. This point onwards. But yeah. So here's the end of the game. Here are the final stats, and I'll see you guys in the next video. The final roll list, and I'll see you guys in the next video.